There's one type of message that kills your chances of getting a date before the conversation even starts. And if you've been wondering why your matches never turn into real dates, you're probably sending it without even realizing it. I'm going to show you exactly what this message is, and more importantly, the 3 step framework to replace it with something that actually gets you off the apps and into real life dates. So, what is this conversation killer? It's the generic interview question. How was your day? What do you do for fun? How's your week going? These seem harmless, right? They seem polite. But here's what's actually happening: you're creating a pen pal dynamic instead of date momentum. Think about it. When you ask generic questions, you get generic answers. My day was good. How was yours? I like hiking and trying new restaurants. Now what? You're stuck in this back and forth that feels like a job interview, not like two people who are excited to meet each other. And here's the worst part: the longer this goes on, the weirder it feels to actually suggest meeting up. You've been chatting for 2 weeks about nothing, and now suggesting a date feels too sudden. This is why your matches fade. Not because they're not interested, but because the conversation never built the kind of energy that makes meeting feel natural and exciting. So let me give you the 3 step framework that replaces those dead end messages with conversations that actually lead somewhere. Step 1: replace generic questions with specific curiosity. This is the antidote to the interview dynamic. Instead of, what do you do for fun? Look at their profile and get specific. If they mention they're learning Italian, don't ask, how's that going? Ask, what's the most embarrassing thing you've tried to say in Italian so far? If they love cooking, ask, what's your go to dish when you're trying to impress someone? Specific questions do 2 things. They show you actually paid attention to their profile, and they invite stories instead of one word answers. Stories create connection. One word answers create dead ends. Step 2: share something real within your first few exchanges. Notice I didn't say overshare, I said share something real. When they answer your specific question, don't just respond with, that's cool or me too. Match their energy with something human. If they tell you about their terrible Italian pronunciation, share your own language learning disaster. If they mention their signature dish, admit the last time you tried cooking something ambitious and it was a complete failure. This does something crucial. It shifts the conversation from polite small talk to actual human connection. And people want to meet humans, not profiles. Step 3, and this is where everything changes: suggest meeting within 5 to 7 quality messages. Not 50 messages over 3 weeks. 5 to 7 exchanges where you've actually connected. Here's exactly what you say: I'm really enjoying this conversation, but I'm terrible at getting to know people through text. Would you want to grab coffee this week and continue this in person? That's it. Simple, confident, clear. Now I know some of you are thinking, but isn't that too fast? Won't they think I'm rushing? Let me tell you what actually happens when you wait. The conversation loses momentum. The excitement fades. You both start matching with other people. And eventually, one of you just stops responding because it's been going nowhere for too long. The people who are serious about dating, the ones who actually want to meet someone real, they appreciate when you're direct. They're relieved you suggested it. The ones who want to text forever, they're not looking for what you're looking for anyway. Here's how you make the ask even better. Give a time frame, but keep it flexible. Instead of, want to meet sometime, say, are you free for coffee Thursday or Saturday afternoon? This shows you're organized, you respect their schedule, and you're serious about actually meeting. But you're not being pushy about exact plans. Let me tell you what happens when you use this framework consistently. You stop wasting weeks on conversations that were never going to leave the app. You start having actual dates with people who are genuinely interested. And you filter out the time wasters early, which means your limited time and emotional energy goes toward connections that could actually become something real. Because here's the truth: your career is demanding, your social life matters, your goals are important. You don't have time to spend 3 weeks messaging someone who's treating you like an entertaining distraction. You need conversations that move forward with intention. And that starts with ditching those generic interview questions and replacing them with real curiosity, real vulnerability, and real action. The right person won't need 3 weeks of convincing. They'll be excited you asked. So stop playing it safe with boring questions. Start conversations that actually go somewhere. comment below and let me know what you are currently struggling with relating to balancing your work with dating.